Hey folks, Justin down here at Sommer Outdoors with your weekly report. Let's start off with what everybody's been asking me about starting yesterday. About 2 o'clock yesterday, the customers started coming in asking about why all the crappies were dying off in the lake. I will tell you that I have a few phone calls in, one to the city, one to the DNR. They're going to come down here and investigate, but chances are what it is there's been a statewide crappie die-off from them being up spawning and with the fluctuation in temperatures and just added stress to the crappies. I'll keep you guys updated, but so far that's kind of looking what it is it's a natural event. Nothing to do with anything other than a natural event. Some of you may or may not have known that the Gomsrud Park was hit pretty hard with straight line winds this past week. I want to say thanks to the Parks Department for getting that back in order for the holiday. Here's a couple pictures of what it looked like before they got it cleaned up, and by noon pretty much the park looked like nothing ever happened. After you're done fishing on the lake, everybody's been asking, where can you clean your fish? Well, today we're going to take a tour of the fish cleaning station, which is located right here behind me. And where do you get your codes? You just come into the shop. It costs you $5 for a year to have a code. And what do you get with that? Well, we'll go take a tour. Hang on, guys. So when you get here, what you're going to do is you're going to come up. There's a keypad. You're going to punch in your 4-digit number. And you're going to go inside. And here's your cleaning station. And we have grinder pumps. You got running water. You got your plug-ins for your electrical knives on both sides. And you got boards. And if you need help remembering, there's stuff up on the walls here. And if by chance something would go wrong, there's some information for you guys. So I hope this helps you next time you're in town and you need a place to clean your fish. So a few of you guys are wondering why we have an ice house sitting out here. No, this is not my personal ice house, but this one is for sale. It's through a dealer down in Spencer, Iowa, and I'll put all their information right here in the bottom over here, and a link to their website where you can check out more of their ice castles. Let's go take a look inside of this one here real quick. So just a quick look. This is an RV edition, so you have your sink, you have your stove, oven, hood, there's a microwave up there. You also have inside here, you got your bathroom and a small shower. You have a little dinette and a bunk bed. Right here's your fridge. And in the back, as you notice, it's a toy hauler, but there's also a dinette back here that lifts up or makes for a bed with another bunk. So let's get on to your fishing report. Starting off with Tuttle Lake, I hear that they're still getting a few walleyes down there, casting some jigs. Travis, have you heard anything else down there?
That's about the same thing I've heard, either casting jigs or some rip and wraps, just jigging them like a regular jig.
Yeah. And I've also heard Holland Bud, if you're looking for walleyes in town, that's where you're going to be wanting to check out. Definitely pulling the rigs, a lot of leeches out there. Travis has had some luck with crankbaits. You want to tell them what you've been using for that?
Yeah, we've just been using stick baits like Husky jerk baits, X-Wraps, and also doing really, just twitching those in. And then also doing really well on strong crankbaits, about 2 miles an hour. And then you know what, you just got in those pole stars, so we've been using those really well. Here in the shallow water, 8 feet and less is where we've been getting all our fish, which is weird with the clear water that we've been having. But yeah, 8 feet and less.
Have you had any luck in deeper water out there?
No. You get some smaller fish, some sheephead, but most of the walleyes in general are up in the shallow water right now.
That's good to know. And if you guys are checking out, looking for some panfish, crappies, and bluegills to say the least, definitely check out Bud, Sisson, and George. Of course, with that news of the crappie bite, or the crappie die-off, excuse me on that. Haven't heard too much really since then, but this weekend, Memorial Weekend, it was just slamming out there. A lot of guys using those minnows and a bobber. A couple live stills peeling off a bunch of fish. Bluegills, check out some panfish, leeches, and flu-flus and the cubby jigs. If you know anything else on those?
I mean, the crappies, excuse me, have been in all aspects of the water crop we've been seeing them. We've been getting them when we've been trolling for walleyes, you know, off of breaks and things like that. Sometimes some of the bigger ones are off in those breaks too. So
Yeah, they're definitely up there spawning, so kind of keep that in mind. Maybe throw back a couple of females if they're full of eggs. If they don't have eggs, keep them. I mean, you're limited to 10 crappies and just kind of go at it. They're not the biggest crappies in the world, but you get some nice 10-inch ones eventually. Most of them are averaging that 8.5 to 9.5 inch range. Let's see. I heard some stuff going on up at Twin Lake this week and Cedar. I'm not sure exactly from my aspect of what's going on up there, but I can tell you that a lot of guys heading that way. Have you heard anything up that way?
you know, I've just heard a few guys getting some on Big Twin. I haven't heard much other than that.
Yeah, so that one's going to be for you guys to go check out. I don't know what's going on there. Small lake, I did hear some perch come out of is Perch Lake up on the campground. They're also catching some nice northern pike up there, throwing some daredevils. You heard anything else on that lake at all?
You know, it's always been a good northern lake. You know, just catching daredevils and things like that.
Yeah, nice little shallow lake coming from the campground up there. And lastly, everybody's been calling down asking for fox. I see a couple decent crappies coming out of there and some nice walleyes in the evening, but you're going to want to bring the bug spray. It sounds like about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you can barely stand the fish up there with the mosquito bite. Have you heard what they've been doing over there for how to catch them?
It's kind of the same thing as Fairmont, you know. Don't get too preoccupied with getting deep, stay shallow. You know, that's, most of the fish right now are shallow. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The same way as I'm getting them in Fairmont here, the same way as I'm getting them on Fox Lake, all species.
Bass guys out there, so let's throw you guys in for a bass report. I'm going to let Travis take over on this one because he's been out there pounding some of those largemouth. What do you think?
It's been really good. You know, the actual season itself just opened up. You know, we've been doing really well on just about every lake we've gone to. Whether getting most of our fish on spinner baits, crankbaits, jigs, plastics. I mean, Texas rigging, wacky work. I mean, just everything's been working really well. The main thing is personally myself, I leave fish alone that are on spotting beds. There's plenty of other fish out there you can catch. We've been getting a lot. Actually, we were out last night. We got quite a few on Texas rigging. I got about a 5-pounder on spinnerbait. You know, it's a lot of lakes. Blood Lake's a really good lake in town here. If you want to travel a little bit, you can go to Bass Lake up by Winnebago or Lure Lake. You know, really good bass lakes as well. That's just something to keep in mind.
So Travis, what colors have been working for you? What have you seen out there? The traditional black and blue or something a little bit different?
You know, that's been working really well, especially with our weedless jigs and plastics like our Havoc plastics. But also Tequila Sunrise with Texas rigging has been working really well. I mean, it's for all lakes it has been. But you know, spinnerbaits, I got a really nice one yesterday on a spinnerbait, white spinnerbait. Everything's been kind of working.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's good to see them coming in. Starting to get a class of fishermen for the largemouth guys around here. A lot of people didn't know about it for a while. I mean, the average bass, what do you say, 2 to 4 pounds in town here?
Yeah, pretty easy.
About the same out on Laura and Bass Lake, or a little bit larger?
A little bit bigger up that way.
So there you go. If you guys want to get some of those bucket mouths, make sure to check out those lakes. Also, make sure to be pulling those plugs as soon as you pull on the highway. If you have a plug-in, you're asking for a ticket, and you've been warned. Don't have any sympathy for you if you get one. Also, make sure you have those life jackets in there. That's the other thing I've been hearing. A lot of boats getting stopped. Not enough life jackets in the boat. Make sure safety comes first, especially on those kids. Make sure you know the laws on them. Make sure those younger kids have their life jackets on. I know they don't want to have them on, but it's something that you should really be following. It's safety first on that one, guys. Well, I think that's pretty much all we have for you this week. Make sure to stay tuned for hopefully next week's report. And let's end this off. You guys might not have known this, but when we post these up on YouTube, if you go down below, down here, and subscribe to this channel, you'll get these reports right away instead of having to go through Facebook and try to look for the posts and stuff. And if you like this stuff, please give us a like. It really lets us know. If something isn't right for you guys, just let us know in the comments below. I'd like to hear your feedback. Let us know what could be different to make it even better for you guys. Well, until next week, we'll check you guys later.